Hello, how is it going? My name is Victor, and I'm from high school of Universidad Tecmilenio on campus Querétaro. So, today I'm talking about the Cold War. Um, I will indicate some important dates. First of all, uh, from the 1950 to 1953, the War in Korea. From 1962, uh, War of Missiles in Cuba in 1969 to 1955, the War in Vietnam, and 1979 to 1989, the War of Afghanistan. Finally, the July 20th, the 1969 was the first man of the moon. This event could end the Cold War. So, what is the Cold War? The Cold War was the rivalry between the most powerful countries on that time. So these countries were USA, the United States of America, and Russia. These two countries were the main powers. They didn't enter to a weapon war, so that's why this is called the Cold War. These two countries have the most powerful economic systems that were invented. So we have on one side the capitalism. The capitalism was work for money, but this money is also arranged to the enterprises. So, if you work, you will get money to buy some needs, but the heads of the enterprise, of the industry, will have more money than you. And on the other side, we have the socialism. The socialism is the economic system that is based on the production for your use. All the community will have their basic needs covered, but you couldn't get more. You can't afford fashion or other types of needs. The main representative for the socialism were Karl Marx, Charles Hall, Robert Owen, William Goodwin, and the main representatives for the capitalism were Adam Smith, Max Weber, Werner Sombart, and John Locke. So, I did an interview to my grandparent about the Cold War. I will tell the answers, and after that I will say the questions. So he answered to me that these countries, these leaders, were the most powerful economic and political system that were governed, the USA and Russia. After that, he said that they were enemies because of their sociocultural differences. And they have different social, different political, different economic ways to rule their nations. So, and with that, we could infer that there was an internal fight between they to see who has the best system to rule this nation, to rule the entire world. So, after that, the Cold War took place on different parts because it was involved on different situations, just like the War of Vietnam and Afghanistan. the occupation of Cuba for missiles, but mainly were on the same countries, USA and Russia. They were inviting each other to see how they were inventing new things and all this kind of stuff. Finally, the general opinion of my grandfather was that there was two main ideas on the population on that time. The first one was the fear all of they have because of the nuclear weapons. They saw, all the population have seen the nuclear missile that was on Hiroshima, the catastrophe it causes. So if the Cold War would end on a weapon war, it would be the Third World War, the war of nuclear weapons. So that's why all of the population was fearing this kind of war. And the other opinion he has was that they were competing and making new inventions, and that was good because some different fields like science, economy, technology, medicine, even arts were changing. They were changing for better because they wanted to know who was the best one. It doesn't matter if it was like a fashion or need. It will just determine who will the winner will be. And as I said, the weapons were nuclear weapons, hydrogen bombs, nuclear missiles, another type of, the typical fire weapons like guns, machine guns, etc., etc. I would like to say that the main event, the conclusion, was on the 1969 when the United States reached the moon with a man. This man will change the world direction because even if it is a liar or if it is true, it will change for better because it ends the war. It finish all this competition and stop these kind of fears all the population had about a nuclear war. So I think that's all for today. I would like to say thanks because of this work. I really enjoy this era of the world because I really think it's really interesting how politics and economy change the ideals of the people. So, with no more to say, I will end this video now. See you.